Alright, I am responding to Sasori. He says, okay, you should know by now that I am maybe the largest skeptic and cynic on this forum. Yes, I know that. You and probably Mac, who paradoxically has faith in angels and demons and God and miracles and I love you, Mac. I'm just playing. Let's see here. And I'm glad you are a skeptic, because a lot of times I needed skepticism to challenge me and make me think about stuff. You said, I am, however, not totally opposed to the idea of supernatural entities, but I don't think we can see these things. I don't really either, and I haven't really seen anybody yet on any of these shows claim that you can, except for a few. You know what? I saw one on Destination Truth, where you could see almost a whole body. It was pretty interesting, but it was in these ruins that in Israel. Most of what people catch on camera is like orbs, and not like the stupid orbs. Like I've actually known a very crazy person who thought that she was taking pictures out of a camera and she'd get orbs, and she was like, "Oh, these are spirits that are just hanging around me, and I can get these." I don't even want to talk about that bitch, but yeah, it's not like that. They see like these orbs, and they actually try to debunk them, but they just kind of zoom across, bang, like really fast, and they're like this big sometimes, or they're green and like in the corner of a room, but most of the evidence that they collect isn't physical. It's or video, it's sounds. They hear a lot of things, and they hear like people running down halls and dropping shit, and sometimes they got a teddy bear moving once. They used these things called trigger objects, which are things that the person that they think they're seeing, they do research, and they use trigger objects to try and get these things to come out. And one of them that they used was a teddy bear, and they caught the teddy bear moving. I mean, you could fake that if you wanted to, which is why you should be skeptical about these things. But it's really interesting. And in the middle of the night, when you're asleep, and my girlfriend is asleep, and I'm awake watching this shit at 4 a.m, and yeah, I get all creeped out. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to see any ghosts. I'm cool with that activity. But I'm down to watch them on TV. What else is going on here? I think people want to believe this, ghosts and spirits and such. It opens up the possibility of life after death, thus making it less scary, and it also opens the door to people that have been lost. Sure. And yeah, what was that really funny show, Bruno, where he goes to the medium to and he tells him that Milli Vanilli was his boyfriend, and those people are nuts, okay? Like, I don't believe in that at all. I don't think that there are mediums that just see these things and nobody else does, and because if people really are getting EVPs, if people really are doing that, then is it only certain types of recorders? Are there recording mediums who can hear this stuff but we can't? That's stupid. And if anybody claims to have any special powers, that's definitely a red flag. I don't want to see any X-Men or superheroes or what's that show of Bruce Willis?
Unbreakable?
Not on the one where the dead people's.
Oh, Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense. I don't want to see any of the Sixth Sense. It's not cool. Or any, superpowers. Because nobody has those, okay? Or at least I don't think they do. And it appears that average Joe Schmo with a recorder and in the right spot and, could get this type of information. So yeah, I'm with you, Sasori. I don't believe in any of that bullshit. You should watch the show. I have a feeling that the show that I picked out for you guys to see on this is not a very good one, because I watched the beginning of it, but then I got caught up in God of War 3 and I just, couldn't watch the rest. But it didn't seem like the best one out there. But if you have Netflix, it's on Netflix. You can just watch you can watch some of these at night and go through them. But honestly, I would start with Destination Truth. I just chose Ghost Hunters or Adventures to talk about today because that was what I was watching at the time. But there's no show like Destination Truth. That's a really good show. And they have some really creepy ghost stories. And those guys choose the best because they are out of the same station as that Ghost Hunters, the TAPS team. So they send all their stuff to TAPS unless it's really good, and then they do it. And so the ghost ones that they do are really, really good. And I suggest you do Destination Truth first if you have that option. And that's on Netflix as well. She said, I've not watched this particular show at the moment. I really feel as if they are really fake. No matter where on the spectrum you are, be it the studio sittings with ghosts guessing things until they manage to find some obscure person that fits into a general description. I disagree, just because I've been watching these things for like fucking a month now, and while they do grasp straws, I will give you that. Sometimes they hear some shit and they're like, "Oh my god, did you hear what he said?" And it sounds like nothing at all, but they create some elaborate sentence that they think this thing said on a voice thing, and yeah. So you definitely gonna have to look at this with a skeptic's eye. But I think no matter who you are, even if you're Captain Ultra Skeptic Sasori, son of a bitch, there's gonna be some things on there that you're gonna see that'll make you question, And I think they fit into your views as well. I mean, these aren't apparitions that are just appearing, and nobody's telling these guys anything special or anything like that. I mean, sometimes when you do get an EVP and it actually does sound like they're saying something, sometimes it's bizarre. It's like, why would anyone say that? Which is kind of what leads me to believe that these things aren't really intelligent, that they're just muttering things that they said 100 years ago, and it's just history playing on a loop or something, Let's see. There rarely are people whom are not fueled by financial gain that manage to find anything that a broken camera lens or half-asses Photoshop could work or would produce. You're gonna have to watch. I think you have a sort of a misconception about what these people are showing you. You don't really see any ghosts. It's mostly you hear them, and you see a lot of temperature change and fluctuations. Like it's an 80-degree day, and these guys find a little bubble of air that is moving around the room, and it's like 47 degrees or something. They can see their breath. I mean, that's pretty impressive. When I seen the show, I'll try to come back for a more updated response. I hope you do. I would definitely like to have a longer conversation than just me making a video and then a couple people respond to it and this thing dies. So bring some new information. Anybody who's watching this video, tell me some stories. ask me some questions that I can look up, and we'll have a real dialogue. I'm interested in this. I hope you guys are too. And keep on doing your thing.